Wisconsin Education Association. They are part of the NEA, a part of the same national affiliate that you are a member of, as members of your local and the VEA. And they are clearly under attack by a governor who has adopted a very anti-union, anti-middle-class posture. And what's happening in Wisconsin is spreading across the country. It's already begun in Ohio and Indiana. I was at a conference in San Francisco this week, and I learned about other attacks in other parts of the state. Now, you all and I, we lost our right to collectively bargain in 1977. You probably don't even know, some of you weren't born when our predecessors were able to collectively bargain their contracts. We lost that right in 1977. And I spoke yesterday at the Solidarity Rally in Richmond and pointed out that the working conditions of our teachers and our support personnel are the learning conditions of our students. And when they're under par, our students are not getting what we could best offer them. So I'm praying that Wisconsin teachers and other union leaders will prevail in the fight with Governor Walker. But it's going to be a fight, and we all need to join in our support of them. Regardless of how you feel about the word union, we are unified in our desire to provide a high-quality public education for every child in the country, are we not? It is up to us. We are the last group who seems to give a fig about public education for every child in the country. There are lots of other people who would be just as happy to have charter schools become the norm, to have private school vouchers become the norm, and for the kids who would fall through the cracks, to quote Congressman Boehner, so be it. That's their attitude, so be it. This is all about the survival of the fittest, and those who have can, and those who don't have, too bad. I don't believe that that is the philosophy of the Virginia Education Association. I know it's not the philosophy of the National Education Association. I certainly hope it's not your philosophy. And so we need to join together. And so as you go home today, take all of the information, all of the resources that you've learned this weekend, and go into your building this week and talk to those non-members who don't understand yet who the VEA is, and don't understand the importance of them being unified with you as we move into these uncertain times. And if you can do that and bring in some new members, I sure would appreciate it. Because we're all about membership, and we're all about hanging in there together. We cannot be as strong without membership as we need to be. Right now, the VEA is well respected in Richmond because the legislators know we have a lot of membership. That brings us a lot of power and a lot of prestige. We've got to keep that, or else we will start to see the same kind of battles in Virginia that we have begun to see in Wisconsin. So, on that note, the other thing I was charged to do this morning is introduce you to our not so new anymore Executive Director, Philip Forgit. Philip, if you'll come on up for just a minute. The Virginia Education Association has been going through some transitions in the last year or so. Philip joined us as the new Executive Director in August, so he's still kind of new, but not so new anymore. And I want to tell you just a little bit about him. He's a former teacher, and he won the NEA Foundation Award for Teaching Excellence, the National Award in 2005. So he's an exemplary teacher. He cares about teachers, he cares about kids, and he cares about this association. So I'm going to give him a few minutes to say something, and then we'll move on into the rest of our program today.
I've been on the job since August 1st. I was a teacher leader in New Kent County. I was president there, and I think there is someone from New Kent here. I'd love to meet you. I also went for James City County. I was a president there. They didn't have Sparks back then. I wish they did, because I would have loved to have had an opportunity to do what you're doing this weekend. You know, we face a lot of difficulties as public educators and as ESPs, those who support public educators, and we know that. And I don't want to preach to the choir or make this a real moan and groan session, but you know the struggles you face from your school boards, your boards of supervisors, your administrators, the parents, the economics. All of that is a challenge right now, but there's 3 ways we get out of that, and somebody in here know what those ways are. There's only 3 ways: organize, organize, organize. And part of what you are the future. You're it. You're the future. And we need you to go back to your buildings and be building reps, be leaders, start running for office, start being the next Kitty Boitnott, the next Philip Forgit, being president, vice president, stepping up to the plate for your profession. You know that you have an obligation to be part of your professional association and to be active in it. That's why you're here, and we're thankful for that. But you got to go home and make sure that everybody else in your building knows that. There was a day when people walked into a building and the superintendent would say, "Join your professional association." That doesn't happen so much anymore. Some of your superintendents do it, most don't. There was a day when you walked in and your next door neighbor would come to you on your first day and go, "You need to sign this, you need to join, it's your responsibility." You know that doesn't happen so much anymore. But you need to make it happen. We need members, we need active members, we need building structures. There shouldn't be a person in your building who isn't a member, or at least hasn't been spoken to about membership. So all I can say to you is, 1, thank you very much for being here, but 2, you got a lot of work ahead of you, and we're hoping that you're going to go home inspired, encouraged, energized to do 3 things: organize, organize, organize. So I'm very thankful to be working for you. I don't run this organization, I'm staff. I know who I work for. I work for you, the member. So if you need anything, you give us a call. We work for you, whether you're UniServe directors, managers, myself, we work for you. And ultimately, the success or failure of this organization doesn't rest with me or any UD. It rests with you. And the power is yours. Real quick, I was in a place the other day, and they have some folks leaving, some staff leaving. They said, "What are we going to do? Where's our power go when this person leaves?" And I thought about that for a second. I said, "What do you mean? You're the power. You're the power, not the staff person. You're the power. It's your organization." So I'm very thankful you're here because you recognize that, and I'm just happy to think about the day that we see some of these people on the ballot for president of the VEA. And I hope somebody in here will be that someday. So thank you for so much, and it is an honor to work for you.
I would be remiss if I did not also introduce our Vice President, Meg Gruber, who's here to be one of your education leaders. And on that note, I'll pass it back on to Tammy. Thank you, and safe travels home today, but enjoy your conversations this